Hi, I'm Jamie Redknapp and you're watching Football Stats Online.
Hey Merce, it's Red Monday, Man United versus Liverpool, Henderson versus Pogba. Who do you think is better?
Oh, I'd go Henderson at the moment. Today, if you asked me and sitting here today, I'd have to go with Henderson. For what he's done so far this season to what Pogba's done, I just think it's an absolute no-brainer.
Say what?
1, 2, 3.
Yes, and welcome back to another episode of Football Stats Online, aka FSO, the show that brings you the facts about all the top players, sprinkled with a bit of comedy on the side. And today we have Pogba versus Henderson. Who is better? As you heard there, Merce thinks that Henderson's better. Well, we're gonna look at the stats to see who exactly is better. Current form, he says, Henderson. But overall, who is a better player in the first place? But first, let me say a massive thank you to all those that watched and commented on the Eden Hazard versus Alexis Sanchez video. I know there was a lot of thoughts on who was better. If you haven't watched it yet, check out my playlist. I'll also leave a link in the description section also. Also, I had a competition for a lucky subscriber to win a copy of FIFA 17 on PS4. I would like to congratulate, drumroll please, Marky 2D for his comment first never follows. All you had to do in the competition was to subscribe and comment on the video. So well done, Marky 2D. A copy of FIFA 17 on PS4 is on its way to you. Alright, enough of that. Let's get down to business. Now this season, Pogba's played 6 games while Henderson's played 7. But it's already clear to see that Henderson's a better defensive player, having made 19 tackles and 13 interceptions. Pogba, being the taller player, has made and won more aerial duels with 13. But even when we look at the averages, Henderson has a much better average at 2.71 and 1.86 for interceptions. Now as a midfielder, defensive contribution is crucial in terms of making counter-attacks. And it looks like Henderson is not shy to put in tackles and make interceptions for those counter-attacks. So, as it's clear to see, Henderson is a much better defensive player so far this season and wins round 1. Now, although a midfielder's main objective isn't to score goals and rather to assist, it's still important for midfielders to get goals if they can. And attacking wise, here's how Henderson and Pogba compare. Now as you can see, Pogba absolutely dominates Henderson here, making 17 dribbles successfully this season, having 21 shots with a 25% accuracy, scoring 1 goal. Whereas Henderson made a measly 3 dribbles, 7 shots, 17% accuracy, and also getting 1 goal scored. In terms of the averages as well, Pogba just dominates, having a 2.83 successful dribble average per game, total shots of 3.5 per game, and goals scored of 0.17 per game. Compare this to Henderson, who's got 0.43 successful dribbles per game, a total shot of 1 per game, and a total goal scored of 0.14 per game. Now it looks like a story is already building here. Whereas Henderson was strong in defense, Pogba shines in attacking, completely blowing Henderson out of the water. Round 2 goes to Pogba. So it's 1 apiece. Pogba for attack, Henderson for defense. But who wins as a midfielder? Who wins the midfield battle? Well, looking at the stats, Henderson has made more forward passes, more successful passes, more assists, and a better pass completion rate. However, Pogba does fight back with more key passes and chances created. Now, any Leon Britton can make a pass. You know, it's not hard to make a pass. You can go from side to side. Hence why I included forward passes, because I thought this was important. Also, it's clear to see that Henderson's better in terms of successful passes. However, Pogba has more key passes and chances created. And it's not really his fault that Man United strikers have not converted. However, it's clear to see, even if we look at the averages, Jordan Henderson is by far the better midfielder so far. Despite the fact that Pogba has a better key pass in chances created, Jordan Henderson has a better forward pass average per game at 53, a better successful pass average at 73 per game, and a better pass completion. So it looks like Mercer was right. Jordan Henderson on current form is better than Paul Pogba this season. So does this mean that Jordan Henderson over the last, let's say, 2 seasons is better than Pogba? Let's find out. Now, if we look back at the last 2 seasons, Paul Pogba completely blows Henderson out of the water in terms of tackles, interceptions, shots, goals, dribbles, key passes and assists. He has far more higher figures than Henderson. However, it must be said, Paul Pogba played 61 games while Henderson in the last 2 seasons only played 54. So what do the averages say? Now if we're looking at the averages, the story is fairly similar in terms of interceptions, shots, goals, dribbles and assists. The only consistent theme is with Henderson making more tackles and key passes. Pogba completely dominates and completely outshines Henderson. And you have to say this is probably true in the sense that Paul Pogba is a complete midfielder. Yes, Henderson is probably the better tackler and is showing again in this season. So there's the current theme. If you want to say Henderson's a better tackler than Pogba, then I would say Henderson is a better tackler than Paul Pogba. However, I think Paul Pogba is more of a complete midfielder in terms of making defensive work, midfield work and attacking work. He can do it all. However, it must be said, Paul Pogba was playing in Juventus, Italian league, a bit different to the Premier League. But in terms of just looking at the stats, for me, Paul Pogba is the better player. However, salutes to Henderson for he made this a good comparison. And if you want to take this season from the beginning, then well, Henderson is the better player in terms of just these first 8 games. In current form, I'll go with Mercer and say Henderson is better. However, as an overall player, it has to go to Pogba because he's back. So, what do you guys think? This is just episodes interpretation of the stats, but do you think that Pogba is better than Henderson, especially this season? Remembering that Man United paid 89 million for him, and you know he hasn't had the greatest of starts, and really he should be hitting the ground. But hey, do you think that Pogba is better than Henderson this season overall? Is Henderson better for you? I would love to hear your comments in the comments below. Also, if you haven't already, please do subscribe and check out the other versus battles as well. I've done Sanchez against Hazard, Ozil versus Mata, so check those out. And also, if you haven't checked it out, check out my FIFA Panda remix with a bit of funny comic humor. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Have a great day, and whatever happens on Monday, I'm just hoping it's going to be a great match. Thank you and peace to you.
Marseille, Bordeaux, Lille, Strasbourg, Nantes, Paris, Mbalé. Faut que les jaloux jouent ma babie. À 11h, je vis ça à Baba. Gâté, appétit, quand je pars, j'ai la boule à